Here we are the morning after. It's been a couple hours, took a nap, drove back, and it was a crazy night. I was in for 1,000, out for 1,049, and it was all over the place. The biggest hands were I flopped a straight with 6-8, and then a guy called down and got a bigger straight on the river after getting it all in. And then that dropped me down about 500. And then there was a set that I flopped where the guy called down with a gut shot and he took about 400. And then I was in for my last money. I went to another table, slowly worked that up, and then as the night progressed we started dropping tables. That was the fourth hand before the night ended, and I was down about 500, and I picked up jacks, and we had a button straddle for 5, and then we had the big blind made it 10, the guy on my right made it 10, and I made it 30 or 40, I don't remember exactly. And then we had the straddler called, the big blind, and the guy on my right called. And it came up like 8 high. And there's possible straight draws out there. So the pot is about 120. They check to me, I make it 60. The big blind and the guy on my right both call. I think they both called. Anyway, I made it 120 on the turn, and the guy on my right makes it 300. And I've got maybe 100, 150 behind after that. And I'm trying to think of what he could possibly have here. He could have a straight, though it's not too likely. Yeah, he could have a set. I think the more likely he's got 2 pair. But then I remembered what he said pre-flop. And before I raised it, he was contemplating raising, but instead just called that 10. And so using that information that he said under his breath, I deduced that he must probably have 9s or 10s. If he's got aces or kings, he's gonna at least raise after I raise. Queens probably as well, ace, king. And he's probably not gonna think about raising with 4s or 5s. And not probably those 5-6 suited connector either. So his most likely holdings then are 9s, 10s, and a set of 8s. So I decided just to put it all in. You know, we've only got 3 more hands anyway. And he doesn't like it, but he calls, and then he flips over 10s. So I more than doubled up there, 3 hands from the end. Next hand I gave back $25 on a suited ace that missed, and so I ended up being positive. Overall, pretty crazy night. I wish I could record them, but they just don't allow it.